So the book Hungry Ghosts, a graphic novel. Got it upside down sitting here. There that is. Uh, I got to tell you, this one I was really super impressed with. It's actually one of the few graphic novels that I've ever felt told a complete story from start to finish. Uh, I think it had multiple fully developed characters in it, and I think the artwork in this case actually supplemented the storyboards that were in there. I not just repeated the storyboard. I think a number of graphic novels that I've read in the past, you could tell what was going on by looking at the storyboard. In this case, not all the storyline was necessarily there. You had to have it all together to make that work. And to me, that was impressive. It makes it more of a complete book in that sense for things. I guess there's also a very serious story talking about eating disorders in there. And to me, this is one that would be useful for a lot of students to see. I think one of the things that it did very nicely was that it addressed the issues in a very subtle manner. It didn't attack them. It didn't make it seem like this huge, gigantic thing, although the issue is. But how they dealt with it didn't make it seem that way. And that makes it feel more approachable and more understandable, and something where if a student were to read this, they're more able to identify with it from that aspect of how this main character is feeling and addressing things, as opposed to feeling attacked from stuff. The other thing that I really liked about this was that it used Chinese culture from that without hammering home that particular culture. That was just an underlying, it was a piece of the story for it. And so that ethnicity, that background in there, wasn't the important thing for that. And because the Chinese background and the culture was not the primary piece of things, this is something that actually allows a storyline to be able to span multiple cultures in that case. And you don't read this as a Chinese story per se in there. You read this as an eating disorder story from that. So to me, Hungry Ghost was just simply really amazing. I think that the graphic novel format for this made it really work also. If this had been a full novel, I think it would have just taken too much, drug it out, and a lot of unnecessary things in there. They would have had to have attacked harder and things. Having this in this brief moment, almost a short story style, really, really works well. And so I really enjoyed Hungry Ghost.